Welcome to RCC's Math Tape 071, Introduction to Equations. On this tape we'll be dealing with three objectives: how to determine whether a number is a solution of an equation, how to solve equations by the addition property, and how to solve equations by the multiplication property. These three objectives are major bases for solving equations, which is one of the primary activities in all of mathematics. This is a very, very important unit. As you watch the tape, take thorough and accurate notes. Any place that you don't understand, make a mark on your paper. Any exercise I give you that you have trouble working correctly, make a mark on your paper so that you can ask a lab instructor or a tutor when you go to the lab. Now let's begin. Let's look at our three objectives. Objective 1, determine whether a given number is a solution of an equation. Determine whether a given number is a solution of an equation. Objective 2, solve linear equations using the addition property. And Objective 3, solve linear equations using the multiplication property. As we work through these objectives, we need definitions, so let's begin with our definitions. The first definition is the definition of equation. An equation is a mathematical sentence in which the verb is equals. An equation is a mathematical sentence in which the verb is equals. Some examples. First example of an equation is 12 plus 3 is equal to 1/2 times 30. 12 plus 3 is equal to 1/2 times 30. Notice that 12 plus 3 is 15. 1/2 times 30 is 15. And so this equation is saying that 15 equals 15. Well, of course, 15 is equal to 15, and so this equation is true. An equation may be a sentence that is true. For our next example, -4 subtract 10 is equal to 5 plus 6. -4 subtract 10 is -14. 5 plus 6 is 11. This sentence says that -14 is equal to 11. Well, -14 is not equal to 11, and so this sentence is false. As a third example of an equation, 3x subtract 1 is equal to 8. 3x subtract 1 equals 8. Is this sentence true or is it false? We don't know. Until we know the value that x represents, we don't know whether this sentence is true or false. And so in this case, we don't know. An equation may be true, it may be false, or maybe we don't know whether it's true or false. For our second definition, let's define a solution of an equation. A solution of an equation is a number that makes the equation true when substituted for the variable. A solution of an equation is a number that makes the equation true when substituted for the variable. A solution of an equation is a number that makes the equation true when substituted for the variable. We want to get a true statement. Let's answer some questions about solutions. Our first question is -1 a solution of 3x subtract 1 equals 8? Is -1 a solution of 3x subtract 1 equals 8? If -1 is a solution, then -1 will make a true statement when -1 is substituted in place of the variable x. We're going to use what is fondly known as the T format to determine the answer to this question. We begin by copying the equation 3x subtract 1 equals 8. Then we draw a line under the equation. Then we'll draw a vertical line under the equals mark so that we get this T formation. Notice the vertical line goes directly below the equals mark. We can think of this as a wall past which we cannot go. We'll work entirely on the left-hand side to determine the answer for that. On the right-hand side to determine the answer for that. The equals mark indicates where the wall is constructed. Now what we'll do is copy the 3x subtract 1 as 3 times an unknown expression subtract 1, that is 3 times a set of parentheses to receive the x value, subtract 1. On the right hand side, the 8 is all we have, so we'll simply copy the 8. Now, -1 is the number we're to test. Let's put -1 in place of x, and we get 3 times -1 subtract 1 on the left side of the wall, 8 on the right side of the wall. Now we'll work it out. 3 times -1 is -3. -3 subtract 1 is on the left. On the right, it's still just 8. Then -3 subtract 1 is -3 add -1, which gives us -4 on the left, 8 on the right. And now we're asking, is -4 equals 8 true or false? Clearly, -4 equals 8 is false. And so the answer to our question is a resounding no. -1 is not a solution of 3x subtract 1 equals 8. Now, we might have been able to do that example quickly and in our heads. But even with more complicated equations, this technique will do the trick for us to determine whether a number is a solution of an equation.